The video you're about to see was the start of a project that I never finished. I'm going to show you it right now.
There comes a time in life when the inevitable happens. And in my case, my mag handle broke. It's a bummer. But this gave me a burning question. Is it possible to make an entirely new mag handle with 3D printing? Before we get started, I'd like to address my biggest gripe with the Onewheel Maghandle. Aside from being structurally weak, it's also incredibly thin. Carrying the board has always felt really awkward, especially because of how sharp the handle feels. So I want something beefier that feels solid in the hand, almost like I'm carrying a curved dumbbell. So I'm redesigning the entire thing from scratch. First, I'll get the proper dimensions of the original model using calipers, then design a new and improved version in CAD that correctly fits the original mount on the Onewheel. I'm going to print the new version in both PLA and ASA to compare the strength differences between these two materials. Both could end up working, both might end up to be a complete failure, but we never know unless we try. So without further ado, let's get to work.
So long story short, I never finished this project. It's been like 10 months since I started this idea where I wanted to, I mean, so much time has passed since that point. I think I've had like 2 semesters of college, which is like a whole year of like actual experience towards like so much stuff. I'm thinking about this project and like what I was trying to do, and I'm like, wait, what? How the hell would a 3D printed mag handle work? In what world would a piece of plastic made from this machine, how is that gonna support the weight of like a 30-pound, I don't know what I was thinking. Long story short, I'm gonna try to finish this project anyway because I thought it would be kind of fun. It was something I never finished. It's something I want to finish because it's been so long and because I'm a little bit better of an engineer than I was a year ago. So long story short, this project is going to be me essentially finishing this really old project. I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna hope for the best. Yeah, okay. I think we need to go get the calipers and we'll start there. Oh, that's not gonna work. Wait, oh shoot. Oh, I gotta flip it around. Oh, wait, where does the handle go? It does go here, okay. This is the broken mag handle, and how it works is it slots right in here. This part of the board just goes right between those 2 ends, and there's a big bolt that just goes all the way through. So I was essentially trying to recreate this design as close to a 1-to-1 as possible. And I got kind of close. I mean, it's not too far off. I mean, it still doesn't fit correctly. Anyway, I think this, now that so much time has passed and I'm reflecting on this model and my previous approach to this, I'm thinking this was actually the wrong approach for 3D printing my own mag handle for this board. So this is most likely an injection molded part or some sort of manufacturing process that is much stronger than 3D printing. 3D printing is naturally going to be very weak at the layer lines. It's never going to be as strong as an injection molded part like this. So having these really thin areas in this print here, it's just asking for failure. This design is the wrong approach. So what I'm going to try to do is scrap this, and I'm going to take some new measurements. There's kind of like a block in here that goes around this motor shaft. I'm thinking I can actually design something that just grabs onto this entire block and even goes, that even connects down to the bottom here, right? Something that just hooks around this entire thing, and it's just a solid, you know what, there's probably a better way I can like draw this out or something. Oh, no. Dude, I broke my phone.
man. All right, I fixed it. Yeah, so this is my little thing that I made. This is how I get my overhead shots with my tripod. I just hook it on like that, and then, yeah, that's how I get my little overhead shots. So, yeah, it's fixed. All right, back to work. Okay, so as I've listed here, this is the one-wheel rail. Now, within this rail, when looking at it from the inside of the rail, there's this block. The mag handle attaches to this, I don't know, to like this attachment point, like somewhere up here, and there's a bolt that goes through, and the mag handle kind of looks like this, right? So what I was thinking about doing is, instead of 3D modeling an entire shape that aligns with this part, you know, including the mag handle, of course, I was thinking I could actually possibly 3D print something that's strong enough by hooks onto this entire block, and maybe even goes underneath, and it's just a solid thing that goes underneath this block. It goes along the sides, maybe even fills up some of the internal space in the rail. There is a cable that runs along the inside of this rail. It's either to the battery or to the motherboard, so I would have to be careful about that. But I'm thinking I can make this strong enough if I, you know, make it 100% infill, and I can maybe even use screws that go from underneath here or from above, you know, and I can use some bolts there or whatever, like whatever is necessary to get this to work. But that alone ensures that this shape should be much, much stronger than what I was going for previously. So I'm thinking that's gonna be my new approach. Let's go ahead and get to work. Okay, so this first test print is going, but I actually just realized something. This core that's, I guess, I don't even know what that's called. This big giant hunk of metal that runs between the hub and the rail actually does not spin. I thought it did, I don't know. But I'm thinking I can actually design this part around that cylinder right here. Again, I don't actually know what this is called. Jeez, calm down. Stop screaming, dude. I modeled these two halves. I'm going to test if these even fit over, okay, well, this might work. These little guys do not fit. That does not fit in there, okay. All right, I need to update the, jeez, let me redo that, hold on. All right, I need to update this model. I need to tweak it a little bit, and I'm going to try again with another fit test. Ooh, that fits a lot better. Yeah, dude, that fits. That's actually a really good fit. Oh. Hey, this is actually working. No, this works pretty good. This actually works. Let's just test it out. Testing this out. Yeah, that's not impacting performance at all. So this actually does work decently well. It's working there. It's not rubbing against the motor. Okay. So my idea now is to essentially build a handle out of this top piece here. Let's have that be like right here. I feel like once I get to that point, that should be, yeah, I think that'll work. So as I mentioned earlier in that intro I made a long time ago, I said I wanted something like a curved dumbbell. Almost like I'm carrying a curved dumbbell. I'm gonna see what I can do with that. I don't know if that's like the right way to go about the, I don't know.
I feel like this works, but I think it's a little bit too round. I'm gonna try to make it like a bar, not like a curved bar, but like a straight bar. I feel like that might work. I'm just gonna play around with that. Hold on. I'm thinking it should be like the handle should have a diameter of like, I'd say like 35 millimeters. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna pivot again. I have a new idea of, I think, the right way to approach this. You know what? I'm just gonna draw this out again. Hold on. Cancel this print. Hold on. Let's pivot again. Hold on. Stop saying that! Okay, so with the current prototyping that I've done so far, I have these clamps on the Onewheel that look kind of like this. And there's a bolt, you know, a big like bolt or screw that's going like through here, and it's connecting like right here. Right, so that's basically clamping both of these sides together. My idea was to basically build an actual handle that's attached to this top piece, and it's kind of branching off from there, going out and then kind of coming more this way, right? So you can hold like an actual handle right here. I think that's the wrong idea. So I think what I'm gonna do is dude, this marker's so bad. Keeping those clamps on the motor shaft or whatever it's called. My new idea, so each of these sides, there's gonna be some extrusions, and there's gonna be a series of holes in each extrusion. And through each of these holes, I'm going to thread some of this, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is paracord or like some kind of nylon string. It's really, really strong. This thing is tough, right? So I'm thinking I can actually thread some of this through these holes and then kind of wrapping around. Okay, hold on, let me just get this set up. All right, so this is all looking from behind the rail. So then threading a bunch of these lines through, making these loops that go within these holes, and that's gonna be looping around the rail. You know, the rail is blue. The cord is going to be wrapping around the rail here. Then that should connect to a handle that's going to be over the rail, you know, with a series of holes, you know, that's just going to connect to that. And this should hold up decently, I hope. Will it be a curved dumbbell? I don't think so. That's probably overcomplicating things. This, I feel like this should simplify things at least a little bit. I'm just going to try this out and see how well this works. All right, maybe third time's the charm. Let's see. This is all spitting freely. It is not obstructing anything as far as I'm seeing. Yeah, you know what? All right, this is gonna be really stupid, but hold on. Whoa! It's working! It's working! It's not obstructing anything. There, for all those who are wondering. So my game plan now is to feed this nylon string, this paracord, whatever this is, through here. The handle is going to be right here, and it's gonna attach by those strings, right? So it's gonna be held in place, looping around the rails on both sides, and then got my handle right here. You know what, maybe I'm doing too much personal branding here. Maybe I should just, I don't know. In the mount side, I modified it a little bit to include these grooves. I'm thinking, I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but I'm gonna show you in a second what that's for. I don't know, man, I'm feeling kind of orange today. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm modifying like very specific parts of the model. If I slice this, we should start to see that these four areas, they are noticeably denser than the rest of the model. Yeah, I'm thinking that should work. That should make it strong enough, but hopefully it works. All right, the parts turned out really good. Got the Maelstrom Engineering logo. The handle does feel pretty solid though, man. It feels good. Very, very minimal flex. Now all that's left to do
is get these prepared for the Onewheel. So these notches are for basically reinforcing the plastic. So I'm gonna just tie these together. What's that? 16 knots total. So my goal with that is to just make it so that the layer lines don't come apart as easily, because there's this string here that's just holding it all together, or at least just helping to hold it together. I don't know how effective that's actually gonna be, but I thought it would be something worth just trying anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know, man. Was this kind of dumb? You know what? On second thought, let's just put it on the Onewheel and call it a day. I guess the first test is to just right on. Good fit. Good fit. Awesome. First, I need to measure how much I'm going to space this handlebar out from the board. This might work. This is something my dad made for me when I was just a few years old. Yeah, about that distance, because that should give me like enough clearance to like fit all of my fingers in there. Yeah, that might work. I'm going to cut out 3 times 4, that's 12. I need to cut out 12 strings. I'm just gonna cut them like a foot long each and just see what I can do with that. Come on, come on. Okay. This is the last string. Okay, here we are. We got all the strings. Let's start threading these through. Okay, so the second row of holes here is so that it can form this loop. I'm gonna go ahead and put 5 more. Nice. Okay, same thing with the bottom. Awesome, man. Pretty darn good. All right, now just to make sure this is nice and tight. All right, just gotta get these all organized and untangled and everything. Well, now all that's left to do, get it on this handle somehow. Like right there. Hold on, is that too much clearance? No, that's probably fine. I don't know. You know what? The calipers case. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna work. See, this is actually too flat. It needs to be a little bit wider. My fingers are not gonna fit through that. So my childhood Pinewood Derby, it's too thick. My little thingamajig, it's too thin. So what do? This should be the right thickness. Yeah, no, it should be pretty good. It's janky as hell, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do. Man, this is gonna take a while. I am not expecting this to be done anytime soon. I'm kind of questioning if like I over-engineered this thing. Come on, man, why'd you use the tape? Yeah, they kind of separate themselves. You're not like digging through and trying to find which one goes to which. Yeah, as long as you're pulling it. This is kind of one of those like slowly but surely kind of things. Dude, come on, melt. Okay, this is the very last one. I don't know, man, I kind of have my doubts. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Well, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but let's just test it to see if it works, okay? Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the middle here. Okay. So, with a little bit of Maelstrom engineering, I was able to engineer this very weird looking handle. It's not even a mag handle. You can't really say it's a mag handle because there's no magnet in it. But what there is a lot of, it's a lot of string. There's a lot of string in this thing. So I'm gonna call it the string handle. We're gonna see if this works. Okay. I don't know, man. I kinda have my doubts. Wish me the best, come on. Oh, whoa, what? Nah. No, that works. Wait, this actually, it actually works. What? Don't mind me, let me just carry my string handle Onewheel up the flight of stairs. Yo, dude, that actually works. Hey. Do I think this will hold up for a long time? No. But was it fun to make it? Hell yeah. I had a blast making this thing. I never would have thought this would evolve into this. Hey, this was pretty fun. Carrying my Onewheel. So weird. Yeah, how does it look when you're riding? I'm about to show you. So yeah, it wobbles a lot, but it does not impact rideability at all. Like, I'm actually really impressed regarding the fact that this does not hinder rideability at all. There's no obstructions, no nothing. Wow, okay, final thoughts. Is it the proudest thing I ever made? No. Do I think it'll hold up for a long time? No. Was it a really fun project? It was. I'm really glad I finished this. This has literally been in the back of my mind for, yeah, the past like 9 to 10 months. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the project files on my MakerWorld page for anyone to download this for free. So you might be wondering, okay, well, why am I giving this away for free? The truth is, whenever somebody downloads my model, or whenever somebody remixes it or does whatever, I'm pretty sure I get points through MakerWorld, and I'm able to redeem those for free filament. If you have a 3D printer and you want to download this and print it yourself, by all means go for it, 0 cost. Okay, so this is my challenge. I would love it if you went ahead and remixed this model that I made and maybe added a magnet to it. Just do your own thing with it. If you do decide to remix or improve upon this model, please tag me and the original model, and I would love to just see a good handful of people just build upon what I made today. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. And yes, the links will be in the description. Be sure to check that. Thank you.
Let's get this thumbnail really quick. Hold on. Thumbnail. All right, there we go.